Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. My name is Syed Naufal. I'm here with my colleague Idayat from the IELTS Innovation Center. This is my profile for those who are interested in my background. I have some experiences in learning systems and video-based content development. And for those who just joined the session, there are some housekeeping that I want to share. Based on your feedback, I think a lot of participants from the last session asking for handout. So if you can scan the QR code, you will receive a handout that you can review. Include some videos. So if you are having problem with some of our content sharing, you can refer to the video content inside. Also, if you are interested in past session, you can review recording of this session and past session as well in our micro-learning site. I will share the link on how you can register at the end of the session. Post any questions using the Q&A tools in Zoom. We have the chat as well, which I encourage everyone to use and to not have this discussion while we're having this session. But please just be friendly with each other. And at the end of the session, there will be a survey. Please respond to the survey so that we can improve our webinars. All right. So for the overview, this webinar is an exploration of the use of AI for video creation in the CET context using freemium software. So this session covers editing photos using your mobile phone, as well as editing videos, and also the segment about creating AI-generated videos. All right, for this webinar, this is part 2 of the 3-part series. So today we'll focus on generating and manipulating various media types. So the content is designed for those with minimal media development background, while the tools that we are going to feature have a lot of features. We will focus in and narrow down on the AI components. So a refresher from the last webinar. So what we covered was the use of Komodo decks to digitize the slides from Google Slide or PowerPoint to create video content. So we cover a bit of using text to speech during the last session. But for this session, we're going further. We will explore different type of assets that we can add in to enhance your Google Slide, which in turn will enhance the video content that you are sharing with learners. So we'll just dive in to the use case number 1. So in this use case, our user, Wendy, is developing an online course for her global customer to update their product knowledge of different components. There are hundreds of components in the inventory, but she does not have access to photography services or graphics professional to support her content development. So I think this is something that we all have experienced. I think as we know, as the advent of mobile phones, there's a lot less dependency on, we have on cameras and such. So in a professional settings, right, we would usually have media professionals to help us in the development of our content. But in situations where we don't have access to it, then the mobile phone is something that we can use to enhance our learning content. So yes, as I mentioned, we are encouraging the use of mobile phone to create photos and illustration for course material asset. I mean, what's the value of it? Using photos and images, right? I think it will enhance the learning content better rather than trying to understand, try to conceptualize an object with the description. At least the images or photos can enhance our understanding of the topic. And why mobile phone? I think having a mobile device, which I think all of us have access to at least one, will allow the content to be immediately reviewed. So if you're taking a shot, a photo, and you can may make an immediate assessment if you need another photo or it can be improved further. So you don't have to go that cycle of going back to the office, editing and realizing that, oh no, this is not good enough. And using the mobile phone, we want to have the capability where the ecosystem where our mobile device is connected somehow to our PC or computing device to be deployed in the online content. So the product or the app that I'm referring to is CapCut Mobile. Few reasons for it. It's easy to use for both images and video. It support iOS and Android devices. And there are AI features available for the free and paid accounts. So I think this is a very powerful product for some of the features that I'm gonna cover from the free subscription. So, but there are also some features which are from the paid version of CapCut. So I will try to highlight where I can. One thing that I want to share is from the if you have a subscription to CapCut Mobile, you can use the same account on your PC as well. So I think there's a lot of value in there. So however you prefer to edit on your mobile device or on your PC, you can use the same account. So I think there's a lot of value with the subscription that you get from it. Okay, I will now start with a demonstration.
In this video, I'm going to show how we can use AI to manipulate and generate images for your learning content. The first example is to remove the background from a photo that we have taken from our mobile phone. Using your mobile phone, launch CapCut Mobile. Click on the Expand button to show more options. Click on the Remove Background button and select an image that you want to use. Once you've selected an image, click on the Edit button. CapCut will automatically remove the background. Click on the Preview button to verify if the outcome is what you expect. You may want to use 2 fingers to zoom in to look closely at the details. There are options available for you to clean up the cutout at the bottom section of the screen, but I'm happy with what I'm getting, so I'll click the Export button. Once exported, we can import the image into Google Drive so that we can embed it into a Google slide later. In this section of the video, I'm going to walk through how we can generate images using text prompts in CapCut Mobile. Once you have launched CapCut Mobile on your phone, click on the Expand button to show more options. Click on the Text to Image option. We begin by exploring the Showcase menu option to explore the different types of images that can be created using CapCut. You can scroll through the different categories for the different options available. Let's use this prompt to test the different images you can generate. Click on the Use Prompt button and you'll be brought to the Create menu with the selected prompt. Click on the Generate button. Within seconds, we can see several images that can be generated using this prompt. Let's create our own image. My requirement is much simpler, so I will use this prompt. The output is not to my expectation, so I'll modify the prompt by changing the word illustration to icon. Let's see what this will come out with. I'm happy with one of the image, so I click on that image until the options menu appear below. I'll click on the save button and the generated image will be saved in my phone. At this point, we can add the exported image into Google Drive so that we can embed it into the Google Slide later. Now that we have all the graphical assets ready, we can deploy them into the Google Slide. Let's start by looking at this slide that's using photos that were not edited. It doesn't look too bad, but the background and shadows around the subject leaves a lot to be desired. In this example, we are looking at the exact same document but using our edited photo. You can add an image by inserting via the menu, or alternatively, dragging and dropping an image directly into the slide. The image can be further enhanced by clicking your mouse on an image and selecting Format options from the menu. After which, adjust the brightness and contrast of the image until you are satisfied. I find that the image with transparent background is most useful when deployed in diagrams such as this. The removal of the background makes the image more professional, even though the photo was taken using my mobile phone in less than ideal situation.
Although I shared what you can use with CapCut Mobile, there are also situations where you don't need to jump between the mobile phone and your PC. So in that situation, right, these are some alternative tools that you want to use. For background removal, there's this app called Remove BG. I think it's a very simple app. You just drag and drop, and you can clean up the background very easily. So if you are using your computer, I think that's the easiest tool to use. The other is the text to image generator. I would recommend three: Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini, and something that I think most of us have, WhatsApp, the Meta AI tool. I think it's a very powerful tool that you can use also. So these are very accessible tools. Most of them free, and the free tool is good enough for your use, for general use. I just want to highlight, right, for text to image generator, I think it's good to just use different tools at the same time concurrently, because images, right? You want to create an image. Sometimes the same prompt will come out different result or different outcome. So you can just use that to explore, to find what suits your requirement the best. Okay, best practices. To get the best of your image, the following steps are recommended. Try to capture photo with a plain white background, especially if you want to isolate the image. The reason for this is we are not professionals. So sometimes when we take photos, the lighting is not controlled. We may have tungsten light, which will have a slightly yellowish image. So it may be difficult to do color correction if you don't have a point of reference. But if you have a white background, at least you can, if you do to make adjustments, it's a lot easier. And ensure that the room is bright and you have a large source of light to illuminate the product. Or even record yourself, take a photo of yourself or persons or the scene. So I think mobile phones, most of them, I think they are really good, very good for low light situations. But I think having a good source of light will ensure that you have better quality to work with. And experiment with different angles to get the best possible image of the product or the item. If you don't have a photography background, you don't know what is good enough, or what will look good in your presentation. So have different angles. So it gives yourself options on how you want to deploy the content. If there are situations where you need to take a photo and you find blurred images, two things you can do is to use some form of camera support. By this, I mean a tripod, for example, or you can just make sure that it's positioned on the table. And then use a timer, 2 second or 3 second timer to take the photo. If you eliminate the shake right from your hand, I think the quality will improve by quite a lot. Okay, next I will go to use case number 2. In this case, Wendy needs to create a simple user guide as part of her online course. As some of her course participants are not native English speakers, she feels that it would be easier to create a video guide. And I think this is something that all of us can relate to. Sometimes things get lost in translation. So it's easy to see than try to understand someone speaking it or explaining it to it. So again, I want to focus on CapCut Mobile. The reason for this is, video can document authentic situations and capture situation nuances. So there's a science attached to it, that there's value of using video. And also using video, right? You can also reduce the learner cognitive overload. So the learners will not get on top of trying to understand the situation, they trying to understand what you're trying to say. Even if you're not native speaker, then it's a lot difficult for them to understand. They get mentally overloaded. So there's reduce the challenge for the learners to understand, to gain the knowledge. The third part is it allows content to be consumed in different ways. By this, I mean that some content, is consumed through the different channels. You may look at it to see the visuals. You may read elements in the video, or you may just listen to it. And sometimes we're in a situation where we are too busy. We can only consume content on our mobile phone while we are traveling. It creates opportunity for us, for the learners, to learn at a more convenient time. And also for the content creator, the mobile phone allows you to capture, edit, and review immediately for quality checks. I will now proceed with the sharing.
While it is recommended that we use a microphone when we do recording, there are times when we may be forced to record using the mobile phone's internal mic. CapCut Mobile has a feature that reduces the background noise of recorded video. First, launch CapCut using your mobile phone. Click on a new project and select the video that you wish to use. Click the Add button to import. Click on the timeline and scroll to the right of the menu until you see Reduce Noise. Click on Reduce Noise. Enable Reduce Noise and click on the tick. Hi, I'm doing a recording here with me. I also in public where there's noise. Once you're done, click on the Export button. We shall now compare the recording before and after the noise reduction. I'm going to play the original sample first. Hi, I'm doing a recording here with me. I also saw in public where there's noisy. You can see behind me there's a lot of traffic. So I'm going to remove the background noise using CapCut AI. And this is the sample after the noise reduction.
Hi, I'm doing a recording here with me. I also saw in public where there's noisy. You can see behind me there's a lot of traffic. So I'm going to remove the background noise using CapCut AI.
As a bonus, we have a sample of the enhanced audio feature, which is available for the Pro version.
Hi, I'm doing a recording here with me. I also saw in public where there's noisy. You can see behind me there's a lot of traffic. So I'm going to remove the background noise using CapCut AI.
As you can see, there is an improvement in the audio quality for the free version, but it is not perfect. If you are using the free version of CapCut, you will get a better experience with the use of a lavalier mic, as it will help to isolate the voice further. If you are resistant to the use of a lavalier mic, perhaps the subscription to the Pro version would be another alternative. Similar to the earlier example with photos, removing a background of a video file allows the subject to be isolated and ensures that the learner will stay focused on that subject and not be distracted by irrelevant elements. In addition, supporting learning components can be added to the background to enhance the learning process. Launch CapCut using your mobile phone. Click on a new project and select the video that you wish to use. Click the Add button to import. Click on the timeline and scroll to the right of the menu until you see Remove Background. Click on Remove Background. If you are using a free version, you will need to select Custom Removal, where you will need to manually draw out the subject. However, in this demo, I will use the Auto Removal tool, which is only available for CapCut Pro. Select the Restore option and click on the tick. Click on the plus icon to a second video that will serve as the background. Since this video is in portrait view, you will need to adjust to landscape format. From the menu at the bottom of the screen, select Transform. Click on the Rotate option until you get the right format for the video. While still under the Transform menu, you can make adjustments by clicking on the Resize option. Select the talking head video. On the menu below, click on the Overlay. You will see that talking head has appeared in front of the background video. You can adjust the position of the talking head video by pressing and holding the object on the timeline. Then, move the object to the preferred position in the timeline. Once you are happy with the footage, click on Export to save to the phone. And as with the previous examples, you can export to Google Drive so that you can embed the video into your slide. Alternatively, you can also use the video file directly. I would also want to highlight that the ability to remove background is not limited when you have a plain surface at the back. A busy background will make the footage appear similar to a Zoom webcam. As you can see in the comparison that I'm sharing, the footage with the busy background is somewhat compromised. Background movement may affect the quality, but if you don't intend to move too much while doing your presentation, the results will be acceptable in most education contexts. Now that we have presented on the ways we can use AI to improve the videos that was created, here are some best practices that you can use to improve the production quality. Remember the best practices of photo taking? The same rules will also apply to that of video creation, especially in the areas related to the visual component. If you intend to use the remove background feature,
please shoot with a plain background, such as a wall, for a more professional outcome. As shown in the demo, a busy or moving background will not render out a natural-looking outline. For the audio component, always use a microphone to get the best possible quality. While AI can reduce the background noise, it does impact the sound of the voice. In addition, you can control the quality of your recorded audio by planning your shoot location at a place where it is not too noisy. Last but not least, have your scripts ready and practice them so that you can be more efficient with your shoot schedule. This will save a lot of time as reshoots can be very disruptive and time-consuming. Now we go to use case number 3. In this scenario, Wendy needs to generate a large number of video assets for her online course. She finds it challenging to keep within deadline. Now, what we are going to explore is a way to speed up on the video production process. For use case number 3, we propose the use of 2 different applications, Pictory and InVideo AI for text-to-video generated content. We find that these applications can create video content fairly quickly with controls in place to make adjustments for content accuracy. Even with the free version that has watermarks, we find that it offers good quality production. Let us now proceed to the demonstration. We will now do a walkthrough of generating text-to-video content using Pictory. This is the first screen that you will see once you sign up for Pictory. There are 4 options available, but I find that the first one, script to video, is most relevant for the educational context. But first, we need to generate the script. So we will now go to the free version of Google Gemini to help us generate the script. The prompt is, as an educator, list 5 points about assessment of learning. Once the list is generated and we have verified its accuracy, we will copy the content so that we can use it later. Back to Pictory, click on Proceed under the Script to Video. In the script editor, enter the video title and copy the content from Google Gemini. At this point, I'm doing a little cleanup while verifying the content to make sure that nothing was missed out. It is a good practice to make sure that you verify and double confirm the content that you are putting in the AI so that there will be no surprises later. Click to proceed. A video storyboard is generated. From here, you can review and make changes to the content, such as editing the text, adjusting the font, or changing the music. Once you are happy with the storyboard, click on the download button. Pictory will start to generate the content. You can download the content once it is ready. I will now play the downloaded copy of the generated content for your review.
We will now do a walkthrough with NVIDIA AI. NVIDIA AI has a different user experience to creating text-to-video content, where it requires prompts instead of scripts to generate content. Once you have signed up, you will be brought to a start page where you need to enter the prompt that you intend to use. In this example, the prompt is create a video on photosynthesis, make it 1 minute long, tone of voice should be informal, female with British accent. Click on Generate a Video button to proceed. The NVIDIA website advised the prompts to have the following information. 1. The type of video. 2. The expected duration. 3. Start and end points. 4. Call to action. 5. The language used. 6. Tone of the voiceover. 7. Any other relevant information. And 8. Any reference materials such as blog articles. Once the initial analysis is completed, NVIDIA AI will ask on the target audience profile, preferred look and feel, and also the platform the video is designed for. Once you have selected your preferred option, click on the Continue button. NVIDIA will require some time to create the video. However, once the first draft of the video has appeared, you can use the Edit button to make changes to the media being used, the script, or the music. In this demo, I've uploaded an image I want to use, removed some section, added subtitles with purple outline color, and made changes to the script. I'm comfortable with the changes that I made. To move forward, I will click the download button. At this point, you will be prompted on the download setting, such as the type of watermark, in-video branding, and resolution. Once ready, click on the Continue button. InVideo will require some time to render the video. You will need to click on the download button to initiate the download. I've created several samples for your viewing. The first one is a sample video about photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. It's like a plant's version of cooking dinner. Plants take in sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. They mix it all up in their leaves using something called chlorophyll. That's the green stuff. Then, like magic, they produce glucose, a type of sugar that gives them energy. Oh, and they also release oxygen, which is pretty handy for us humans. Think of it as a plant's way of multitasking, making food and cleaning the air at the same time. So next time you see a leafy green, give it a nod. It's doing some serious work. And there you have it, a quick dive into the world of photosynthesis. Stay curious and keep those questions coming.
The second sample is to compare between collaborative and cooperative learning.
Your students working together or just working beside each other? Let's untangle collaborative versus cooperative learning. Collaborative learning and cooperative learning are often used interchangeably, but they have key differences. In collaborative learning, students share the responsibility for completing tasks, making decisions together, and learning from each other. This approach emphasizes mutual engagement and collective problem solving. On the other hand, cooperative learning involves dividing tasks among group members, with each person responsible for a specific part. Here, the focus is on individual accountability within a team setting. This method supports diverse learning styles by allowing students to contribute in ways that play to their strengths. Both methods aim to foster a supportive learning environment, but they cater to different educational goals. Collaborative learning is ideal for complex problem-solving and critical thinking exercises, while cooperative learning is effective for mastering specific skills and knowledge. Understanding these distinctions can help educators choose the best approach for their classroom objectives. So, are you ready to enhance your teaching strategy? Choose wisely between collaborative and cooperative learning.
Okay, so I just want to share that in the samples that in the demo that I shared previously, there were some parts which I speed up for the interest of time, because I think generating video through through a website is taking a lot of time. So I just speed up some of the process. Yeah, it's not that fast, I would say. It's not as fast as how it's shown in the recording, but I feel in the context of creating video content, it's relatively quick. It's a useful tool that you may want to use if you are at the page. But I think there's an element of control where you want to be sure that the content that you are creating is accurate to your curriculum. So you have to do a juggling between the time aspect of it, as well as the the curriculum, the learning objective. And this is one of the items I shared in the best practices. You need to do this with a clear vision of the learning outcome. Leaving the AI to generate the content itself, even though as you can see, it's a lot of impressive just by a simple short prompt. There's so much that can be generated, and you have the option to edit. If you leave it too much to the AI, it might not be useful to the learners. Again, before you use the AI, you need to prepare your scripts or prompts in advance. The thing is, with this type of tools, if you make a mistake, I mean, you can just make adjustments to the prompt and come up with another video. But if you're using the paid version, for example, it's just going to generate a lot of costs, unnecessary costs. So if you know what you want and you build the scripts or prompts based on that, I think you will reach the outcome faster. And one observation, when I'm trying to upload my own images, they tend to move the images. So if your for example, your JPEG file is too big, you may get cropped out, and it may miss out some important information. So you're using your image, make sure there's a lot of space at the edges, centralize your image, and give a lot of allowance at the edges so that at least the content can be viewed. So now I will go to the Q&A section. Okay. From this, I can see that there are some feedback about those who did not attend the first webinar. I think what you can do is there's a micro-learning registration. I think a few slides after this, I would recommend you sign up for that micro-learning site. Once you're enrolled to the micro-learning site, you will have all the recordings of this webinar and also the past webinar, and also the bonus content that we didn't have time to put inside this session. So I think it will be more useful then. Okay, there's a question here. It says that smartphone camera has poor low light performance. Use additional light to achieve better image exposure. Yeah, I think I agree with that totally. Yeah, if you want to compare the smartphone camera and those this modern mirrorless camera, for example, there is still a gap in image quality. But we are talking about beginner level production. So I do want to compare what we are sharing with what the professionals are doing. So this is something where not adult instructor creating content for themselves. So you can reach a certain quality without a certain acceptable level of quality, close enough to the professional, but not professional level itself. So I think the smartphone camera is an accessible tool that we have, and we can improve it as the comment mentioned, use additional light to enhance the image quality. Okay, there are some feedback that there was some issues with use case number 2. So what I will do is I will review the recording, review this recording, and if there's any technical issues that we encountered before, I will re-record that section. And I want to make sure that everything that we intend to cover is being covered correctly. So do give me some time to do the edit before an updated copy is uploaded. Okay, there's a question here about the watermark in the Pictory video that was created. I am using the free version, so-called. So this is basically, if you're using the free version, there's you have to accept that the watermark will be there. So if watermark is an issue, I think you can, and you think the app is a useful addition to your maybe you can invest in the subscription. I think in the context of creating video content, which can be expensive, it is an interesting tool that you can add to your arsenal. All right, there's a question here. Can we create videos using our own images? Okay, I think the context is, okay, if you're using CapCut, you have to use your own images. CapCut is just an editor, so you have to use images for CapCut. But for Pictory and InVideo, yeah, you can replace the generated image that they create. You notice there's a lot of watermark all over the place. It's because they are using stock images. So if you pay for a subscription, then there will not be any watermark. Or you can also replace the images with your own images. They'll be fine as well. It can be used to, there will not be so much watermark. I wouldn't say no watermark. There will be not so much watermark if you use your own images. Okay, I think there's a lot of question here about no, people want to use their own images. I think for all the tools, right, you can use your own footages or your own photos. I think that is not the issue. I speed up some of the process about the editing because there's an interest of time. This session is supposed to be 1 hour only, but for all the tools that I've used in this demo, in the different demos, you can replace your image. So that is not an issue. I think the bigger issue is if you're using the free version, there's the watermark. I think that is very, if it doesn't give a good impression if it's watermark all over the place. So yeah, but it's good to explore, and maybe if it's not an issue, if there's a watermark at the end, I think you can use the free version. Okay, there's a question here about subscription to Microsoft Copilot. Is it worth to subscribe to Copilot now or wait until it's stabilized? I think among the big two between ChatGPT and Copilot, I think I between these two, I think this is the top two It's a matter of subscribing to it. I think it's a personal preference, but from my usage of Copilot, I really do like it. I think there's a lot of applications, not just for ideation, text-based AI work, but also image creation. I really like the images that I'm getting from Microsoft Copilot. It tends to be able to meet what I'm expecting. Maybe it's just me, but if you use a free version and you're happy with the outcome, I think you might want to invest it earlier. But at the end of the day, for Gen AI, is a lot of things, new discoveries, new features coming out very often. So it's up to your individual to see if it's worth your investment. Okay, I think that's all the time we have for the Q&A. Let's just move to the other section. Okay, want to highlight, I think a lot of questions earlier was about the past content or past recording, or even for today's recording. You can sign up for the micro-learning site. You need to register because we need to enroll you into the micro-learning site. Once you've registered and you are enrolled, a notification email will be sent to you. So just pause for a second so that you can just do a screen cap. Okay, I'm also sharing with you next month on August 15, we have a panel discussion on the intersectionality of human centricity and Gen AI. Where do learning organizations stand? I think this is an interesting topic. Yeah, I think we have a lot of high-profile people in the panel who can share their insights on where AI stands in organizations. Last but not least, thank you for attending this webinar. Your feedback is very important. Please respond to this survey. Just scan the QR code or use the link. Just reply to this survey. It will take 2-3 minutes at most. It will help us to improve ourselves. And on that, I thank you so much for attending this session. Have a good day. Thank you.